Recording. Go. Sound professional.
Good morning, my friends. Or I should say good afternoon, my friends. It's really afternoon now. Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome to the No Banlist Modern event. Very exciting. We have Mr. Bobby taking on Mana Handler. Fjord, we have... What are our matchups?
We got Arclight Phoenix versus Bant CounterTop. So
Very cool.
two very cool decks. One of them, from what I remember from the deck list, let me pull it back up, is very similar to how it was in regular Modern. You got a couple of a little more powered cards like Treasure Cruise and stuff thrown in there. But
in the Phoenix deck, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Phoenix deck you're right, is really similar. Of course, we get the huge upgrades in Mental Misstep and Ponder, and like you already said, Treasure Cruise. It's a very, very cool list, very straightforward. Get a thing in the ice or dump a lot of Arclight Phoenixes in the graveyard so you can be killing your opponent very early in the game.
Yeah, Thing is such a cool card. Kind of sad it hasn't found another home since. Phoenix.
It's kind of it saw its time in the sun, and then we haven't really seen it much since then.
And Faithless Looting got killed, has not risen back up yet,
Rest
but has not flipped again. So.
Has not flipped again. Absolutely. On Bobby's side here, we're looking at Bant CounterTop, which is an extremely powerful deck. We see kind of a mix of a lot of different decks we've seen throughout history. I mean, we have the Sensei's Divining Top and Counterbalance combo that we saw, terrorize Legacy, frankly, for such a long time before that was banned. And we mixed that with some new spice and Oko and Ice Fang Codal and the Arkham's Astrolabe in the Snowlands. And this is not a deck to be messed with. I mean, this deck really demands a lot out of its opponent. It really says, if you can't kill me fast, I am winning the late game.
Yeah, and once he gets the countertop down, it's really hard to counterbalance them, not countertop. That goes in a kitchen. It gets very hard for a lot of no banlist decks to be able to function really.
Absolutely, and we see it already coming together here. We see that Sensei's Divining Top. So for anyone who hasn't seen this before, we may have something to say here. Okay, just the Thought Skyrim response.
I also want to point out, though, on that mall while we were talking, Mana Handler decided to bottom the cool artwork Manamorphose, and he kept the not as cool artwork. So, little questionable decisions right off the bat.
I gotcha. Right on. But as we see here, we have Counterbalance is resolved, and we do have the Sensei's Divining Top in hand, which means anyone who hasn't seen this before, Divining Top and Counterbalance work really well together. Divining Top lets you set your top of your deck, and Counterbalance lets you counter anything that's on top of your deck. And we see, though, sometimes we don't even need the Sensei Divining Top because we just blind countered the Ponder because there happened to be an Arkham's Astrolabe on the top of our deck.
Yeah,
so we already see this deck starting to, just constrict on our opponent here.
I was going to say, Bobby's deck is set up to be just anything that's 3 mana or below, you have to get ridiculously lucky to be able to cast once he's got the pair set up. And even, he just has so much going for him. Then once he can stack it however he needs to. So it's really big. And so he countered the Divining Top, but then he's going to Astrolabe again. Probably looking for another one. Dang, Mana Handler still has not found a threat yet. This is he definitely had way too slow of a start, I think, this game. I think he's gonna be hard pressed at this point, in all honesty.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And it really, if you don't have that early threat, you don't have that really early aggression, I mean, it's just gonna get worse every turn. If on Bobby's side here, on Clever Cake's side, we hit that 4th land and we get the Jace going. I mean, things are really just going to start to snowball.
No, it's definitely it's just not going to be good.
Yeah.
So we're on. So he's going to ponder. Look at some. He's going to ponder his situation here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just give it a little thought, give it a little ponder. Ponder also a huge upgrade in this format. I mean, the power level of Ponder. For anyone who hasn't cast a Ponder before, highly recommend it. 10 out of 10 would Ponder again.
Well,
This,
it better than basically anything that's in Modern right now in
yeah,
terms of
absolutely. Oh,
yeah
100% in terms of cantrip.
yeah.
Only better than Brainstorm when you have the fetch land. But if you don't have the fetch land, Ponder is just an
Yeah,
insane card.
you don't
So,
get locked with cards you don't want anymore.
yeah. And we're just going to see this happen a lot here. Frankly, we have the counterbalance kind of lock going here. We countered another one drop. We countered a one drop, sorry, for Mana Handler because we had a one drop on top of the deck. And we're just going to see a lot of this. There's going to be a lot of just kind of slow, tightening the grip on Mana Handler frankly, till Mana Handler just kind of gives up. One of the things about this Bant counterbalance deck is that you basically just stop your opponent from casting cards until they say give. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm not trying to count Mana Handler out of the game already, but things are going to get a little bit rough.
No, it's definitely not going to be. It's definitely going to be hard for Mana Handler to really get anything going. He's like he basically needs hard cast Arclight Phoenixes and stuff at this point. That's the only thing he can really do. Like anything lower than that on his curve, including Thing in the Ice. Funny enough, it's just not going to resolve realistically.
Yeah, most likely. And this is a funny situation we have here where Counterbalance did not counter the Ponder, but then we just had the mental misstep back. Okay, but Mana Handler fights back with another mental misstep. And we only see Misty Rainforest on top of the deck. So the Ponder's going to resolve. We have a card. Mana Handler resolved the card. Feels like a victory.
Resolved one. Gets to ponder a little bit. Sees a Metamorphose Lightning Bolt and second Ponder.
Gosh.
So he draws the Morphos. Does not choose to shuffle. So,
interesting.
Playing
maybe
the Morphos.
He wanted to shuffle to try to find a threat. Did he have a threat in that pile?
No, he had a Ponder, Metamorphose, and I think it was a second Ponder. But
gotcha.
he draws into the Ponder. I think it's more him looking at it as this is his chance to try and fire off some spells, try and find some stuff here. So
right.
He knows the coast is clear, Ponder.
There's a land, yep.
Yeah, so he's got a Faithless Looting and he shuffles. So he shuffled away Force of Negation, Land, and Faithless Looting. Sorry, Lightning Bolt, not Land, and Faithless Looting. To cast another Faithless Looting. So he's going to... drew a Treasure Cruise. That one's going to resolve. That's a spell that will resolve.
Very cool. Well, it's been kind of a flurry of spells from Mana Handler here, which is really good, but if it doesn't really amount to much, if it doesn't amount to threats or putting pressure on the board, I mean, we'll see what happens here.
Unfortunately, it's going to end here because he doesn't have any sort of free spells to start giving him more mana to get any creatures down. But he drew kind of air. He has a Bolt, Treasure Cruise, and Thought Scour. So it's So he that was very unfortunate. That was, I think, one of the few. That was like anytime you get a chance like that against the counterbalance deck, you need to take it. And
right, because now
was just
Bobby's
going to
really Bobby's going to slam the door now. He's got Jace, and in hand he has Path Exile, Terminus, Distension Sphere. So
yeah. So this is that was brutal for. That was absolutely brutal. Like that was Mana Handler's chance to be able to, if he had found a couple Phoenixes, gotten the Faithless Looting, dumped them both, gotten pressure on the board, I think this would be a very different game now. But having hit more cantrips, I just don't think that's going to do enough.
Yeah. So actually, Bobby on his side has an interesting decision here because he drew into double counterbalance, so 2 more in hand that he doesn't really need. He has a Prismatic Vista to shuffle it away, so that's definitely one play, right? You just put the 2 extra counterbalances on top, shuffle away the Vista. But maybe he wants to play around Mana Handler putting together some threats because he also has a Terminus, and you could just puck a Terminus on top of the deck as like, hey, if something goes wrong, I can just flip over this Terminus next turn and just wipe your board. So Bobby's definitely thinking it over because when you are this far ahead, you want to make sure you play extra careful because it's such a more of a feel bad to fall way behind.
Yeah.
So Bobby does decide to get rid of one of the counterbalances. He doesn't play the Prismatic Vista. There must be some other consideration he's going through that's not occurring to me right now.
He probably wants it to shuffle away. Jace Brainstorm.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. I guess another consideration too that I didn't think about is that you want to make sure you control the top of your deck, which Bobby does really well by leaving the path on top.
Yeah, stopping the ponder, but he's not going to stop the second
Yeah.
treasure cruise with that.
All right, the second treasure cruise.
All right, let's see if we can find. We know there's a 1 mana spell on top. Found the Phoenix. Finally found a threat.
Okay.
But it's also
Gotcha.
it's joined by Gitaxian Probe and Bolt. So.
Do we have a land of flashback Faithless Looting?
We do.
Okay.
But it'll still be countered by Path, right?
You're right. You're right. Yep, it would just get countered. Yeah. See, this is such.
That's where I was saying is it's gonna.
This deck is so brutal to play against.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, like when he sets it, you have to take him out before he sets it up. Is the where it comes down to, and that's where it's just so brutal. He can say, okay, this is the mana cost that your deck has the most of. We're just gonna lock you out of it.
Right, and I know. What are we coming up? Are we untapping onto turn 7 now, and we have Jace and Jace and Counterbalance, and we got 5 cards in hand. I mean, yeah, it's just.
So he's firing off the bolt.
Oh, the bolt on the Jace, very cool, very cool.
Draw step.
What does he got
underneath the path? And it worked.
It works. Wow. All right. All right. That was cool. I didn't. I completely forgot about that. But that's pretty cool. All right, so here's a neat trick if anyone's not seen this before. So you have double counterbalance. And basically what that means is if an opponent casts a spell, you flip the top card and it's not the CMC you need to counter it, you can then fetch and you have like a second shot almost at countering it because 2 triggers are going to go on the stack when the opponent casts a spell when you have double counterbalance. So you kind of get to do this whole I didn't counter it the first time, so let me shuffle and then try to counter it the second time.
So we got a counterbalance. So he's probably gonna shuffle here, right? You have to imagine 1 mana is just one mana is so much of Mana Handler's deck.
It is. It really is. So if we spike a 1-drop here, then it's just going to be. He spikes the mental misstep. Oh my gosh. Fjord, it really makes you want to puke your guts out. It really does.
Yes, it does.
just the old blind flip. It's so brutal.
So it looks like he's going for the hard cast Phoenix at this point.
Oh man,
a very sad.
Trying to do it the hard way, but we just have Path to Exile in hand.
A very, very sad sight.
A very sad. I know.
For any Phoenix player, Phoenix player out there, they know the pain of hard casting the Phoenix into that Path to Exile.
Yeah, we knew about the path. We knew about it. So brutal. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't.
You got to just run into it. You got to fight through it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh boy. Well, let's see. So what else do we have here? I mean, basically, okay, so. Bobby's hand is Terminus, D-Sphere, Mental Misstep. So basically what has to happen at this point is that Bobby has to brick hard, brick very hard. We have Path on top, so we're not bricking very hard. We just count the Faithless Looting. Oh my gosh.
Just no problem. Gotta wait for the next turn. We got... So Mana Handler has another looting in hand to try to regas a little bit, hopefully. But that's
we have D-Sphere, Terminus, Path Exile, Mental Misstep in our hand. I mean, we're just not. God bless Mana Handler. He's a true champion, trying to fight through all this.
Hey, he did get a. Was he?
Oh, we have another 1-drop on top.
There it is.
Why not?
Nailed it. Ponder.
Why not? Just have another 1-drop on top. It's fine.
No problem.
Everything's fine.
No problem.
Wow.
Always there.
Man, the only thing remarkable about this game is that Mana Handler has not right click conceded yet. That's the only thing that's remarkable about what's happening here. Oh man, we just had pure gas on top of this Ponder. Oh goodness. But he's going to shuffle anyway. He doesn't need it. He just has infinite removal spells. We got double counterbalance. It's fine. Everything's fine. Alrighty. All right, another hardcast Phoenix. And the Phoenix is going to meet the Path Exile. Yeah, what are you going to do?
He's going to try and force it. Going for the force.
Oh, all right. Telling me there's a chance. We only got a ponder. Uh-oh. Are we going to connect for damage with the Arclight Phoenix? Are we going to connect
Is it going to happen? It happened.
It might. Oh, Phoenix. All right. We're down to 14. You know what? We're at 14. Feeling good.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
5 more turns until
just 5, dude. Just 5.
Mana Handler wins.
Oh, lordy. So, goodness. All right, we find Dig Through Time, Force and Negation, and Misty Rainforest with this ponder.
Good God.
I gotta imagine we're gonna draw into the Dig Through Time and just draw into more ways.
Dig is such a powerful card.
It's a card. I mean, a lot of times through this tournament, you're reminded why we have a ban list.
Yeah, really.
We're reminded why there's a ban list. You're like, oh yeah, there's a ban list for a good reason, and
It's just it's such a wildly powerful card. Like my God,
it truly is. Yeah. But so we're gonna go ahead and D-Sphere here. D-Sphere on the Phoenix seems good. I mean, Mana Handler doesn't have any interaction once a permanent has resolved for the most part. I mean, he only has Bolt. He mostly fights on the stack, if I'm not mistaken, at least in the main board. In the sideboard, we have some other options like Brazen Borrower, things like that. I mean, it's just the Detention Sphere is going to stick around for a while. All right, we got a thing in the ice. So that if flipped, it would be a 2-turn clock. So if flipped, it's a big if, but Oh gosh, I completely missed earlier in the game when Bobby blind flipped off of his counterbalance. He typed "and so it begins" in the chat. I mean, you gotta if you're gonna play a deck like this, you gotta really get inside.
He pulled an Arclight Phoenix. Pulled an Arclight Phoenix.
Okay.
He's going for. It looks like he's going for the flashback Faithless Looting, ditching the Arclight Phoenix, ditching the land. He's gonna get the fire off a Bolt to try to
Unfortunately, we have Mental Misstep in hand, so we're just going to have to hardcast this Phoenix. Now, we will be taking a little bit of damage, granted, off that Phoenix, but we can just Terminus next turn and then just send the thing in the ice and the Phoenix backing. So,
yeah. So, it looks like he's going to go for the hardcast Phoenix. I can't imagine him not going for the hardcast Phoenix here.
Right. I think you just have to kind of commit to the board like that, and then we just have the Terminus. So it's just gonna be how it goes. All right. Does Mana Handler have other options that he's considering?
No, he's a Lightning Bolt. That's his own. He has Lightning Bolt land Phoenix. So
okay, gotcha. Yeah. So maybe we're contemplating the concession. Maybe we're just we're just gonna pass.
I think he's just gonna pass it.
Okay, gotcha. So maybe he's got the he's thinking about the Terminus.
He's probably seeing if Bobby has an answer. Hopefully he'll answer the thing first. Then he can land the Phoenix in the wake of that. I think that's what he's hoping here.
Yeah.
Cast
we are gonna. Oof. Man, oh man. It's just double Ice Fang Codal. You'd love to see it.
Good God. That's scary.
I forgot we have Ice Fang
pair.
Codals. We just have Flash Death Touchers. So if we get anything going, you're just gonna be like, nope.
That is a scary pair right there.
The best part is that if we flip the thing in the ice, he just gets to redraw again with the Ice Fang Codals. Oh man, just the absolute.
And there's an Oko. It just entered the revealed zone.
We have an Oko coming down. Why not? A wonderful thing in the ice. A shame if it was a 3/3 elk.
That's a nice thing in the ice.
This is so funny. This is so funny, dude. Bobby had the Mental Misstep in hand, but he's like, I don't care. It's just I'm drawing an Oko. Why would I care about a lightning bolt?
Not worth it.
Like, 1/1, you can have the 1/1, dude. I don't care.
I'll take the most powerful planeswalker ever printed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Waiter, I'd like that Oko. Thank you.
So, Mana Handler's, so let's see, his thing gets elked, but he has the Arclight, so he can kill the Oko. And he's elking instead Arkham's Astrolabe, so he's looking okay.
When you resolve an Oko, you get to play with your food, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Drew a dig. So that's
okay. So actually,
not a dig. Sorry, Treasure Cruise.
Treasure Cruise. Well, hey, Treasure Cruise. It's a fantastic card. Cool. So it does look like we're going to probably. Oh wow! Oh gosh, I completely. Yeah. What was I even saying? Bobby's got the Force of Negation.
Oh,
so
well, that's painful.
Yeah. He wanted to check the top of his. Wait, do I have an 8-drop in this? Wait, does he have an 8-drop in his?
I don't think he does.
He cast the dig through time. He only plays one dig. Oh no, he plays another. He has another Terminus.
Oh, he has a second Terminus.
He got revealed the Terminus. Can you imagine casting a Treasure Cruise and your opponent flipping a Terminus off the top?
That would be the true miracle.
Punch in the gut. So okay, so you know what I think is probably happening here is Bobby elked his Astrolabe because he was anticipating the Thing in the Ice flipping. And if he does, the Thing in the Ice flips, then we just flash in the Ice Fang Codal to block.
Yeah, but you could also just replay.
And we just get to recast the Arkham's Astrolabe for another card.
Yeah.
So he was trying to, manipulate his opponent into doing something that's even more advantageous for him.
Well, now he's just going to get to draw and trade with the Phoenix off of the this Ice Fang.
Right, and I would think it's elk time for this Thing in the Ice. Thing in the Elk.
Yes, right you'd have to assume that Elk in the Ice.
Elk in the Ice. That's way better. Elk in the Ice. There we go. A little elk in the ice,
Just
it's like
a 3/3 transported around.
Archaeologists went back in time and they found it. Like, an elk in the ice.
Prehistoric elk.
Prehistoric elk. Oh my goodness! All right, so Bobby's considering his options. He has Counterbalance, Terminus in hand. Of course, he can just rip this Terminus.
He's got some haymakers. Mana Handler's staring at the Misty Forest he's been staring at for probably about 5 turns now.
Well, it's the best you're going to try to do in this spot. Seriously. Is just stare at your fetch land and cry.
Elk up this Arkham's Astrolabe, start getting in. So now exactly. Bobby's going to try and close out the game.
Yeah, which at this point is so trivial. I mean, we grounded our opponent into dust. We crushed their hopes and dreams. We sent them back to therapy, and now we finally killed them with the elk Astrolabe.
Mana Handler drawing the Scalding Tarn there, probably enough for him to call it.
Oh yeah, because we just fire up the other Astrolabe for lethal.
So, Mana Handler went straight for Brazen Bars, Arias of Flame, and Ancient Grudges.
Gotcha.
So those are what he's pulling in. He's taking out. I don't know if I agree with that. He just took out Treasure Cruise, which to me seems like one of the few cards you can, and an Arclight Phoenix again, which seem like the cards you want to be able to play because you can cast those. So I don't play Phoenix and I don't play Countertop, so I can't tell you for certain. But
yeah, I think the best thing that I can say about that is that, on Bobby's side, and they played in the Swiss rounds. And funny enough, Mana Handler, they were actually round 1, and Mana Handler did actually beat Bobby. But he beat him because of what we were describing. He got out of the gate very aggressively and got Bobby dead very quick. But, for Bobby, he's bringing in a lot of grave hate. And I think that's probably where that impulse comes from, to pull things like Arclight Phoenix and to pull things like the Delve spells. Okay. Because not only do we have surgical extractions for the Arclight Phoenixes, but we also have Rest in Peace. Now, I do agree with you, though, because there is just the one Rest in Peace. I would be really reluctant to pull a Delve spell, because that is one of the few ways that we can just pull back from the, really the hole that the Bant Countertop deck puts
So he did keep one in. He did keep one Treasure Cruise in, and he trimmed he up to one in, and he trimmed one Phoenix and cut 2 Thought Scours. That's the final.
I have to shout out Mana Handler that I love the Aria of Flame, because, if we look at Bobby's deck, if Aria of Flame resolves, that's it. Yeah. And, Bobby's deck is very slow to kill you. So if the Aria of Flame resolves and we just play normal Magic, the Aria of Flame will kill Bobby. It will.
Eventually it will.
Yeah, because, we're not playing anything like Entreat the Angels or, other big massive payoffs. We have to, Oko 3/3 beats our way through. And so that would be that.
So Mana Handler Snap kept a single lander with Thought Scour, Looting, Force of Negation, Treasure Cruise, Phoenix, and Thing in the Ice. So he's got a if he can hit second land, I think he can really start going off here. Even if he doesn't, he can discard the Phoenix to his own Looting and start trying to piece stuff together.
Absolutely. I like the sequencing here for Mana Handler. I like that he passed so that he can Thought Scour himself. He plays around Force to Negation a little bit better this way. Instead of just going for it right away to try to resolve the looting on turn one like that, he can instead pass, Thought Scour, untap, and then go for the looting. He gets a little bit more value.
He did hit a Scalding Tarn there. So he
hit a Scalding Tarn. Okay, well, that's fantastic. I think we probably slam Thing, right? I mean, that's what I would do.
I would think before Bobby has a chance to set up trying to counter it.
Absolutely. All right, we have the Thing. We now in Bobby's hand, we do have Path Exile, Detention Sphere, but we don't have any white sources. So we have the Divining Top to look for it, which we're about to see. He finds a white source. Yeah, Divining Top is a heck of a Magic card.
Mana Handler does have 2 Force of Negations now. So,
double Force? Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
2 Force.
But we'll see if Bobby thinks to play around it. I mean, because Bobby could pass into it.
He only has 1 blue spell in his hand besides them to exile to it. So
Sure. Yeah, you could maybe go for like a Force Pitch Force kind of situation, something like that. Cool, yeah. So Bobby's looking at some powerful cards. He spun the Divining Top, and he sees Ponder, Misty Rainforest, Counterbalance. And he's kind of just figuring out what's the best way to do this, and because he could try, for instance, so that's an interesting line. He's going to go ahead and just not put the Misty Rainforest on top, because he's got some good cards, and now he's looking at Celestial Purge and a Misty Rainforest, so yeah, we go ahead and draw the Misty Rainforest on Bobby's side. Off that Ponder, he didn't shuffle. And Bobby, coming up in the wings, Bobby has Counterbalance, and he has Celestial Purge. So some powerful cards.
Mana Handler drew 3rd land, so it looks like he's going to Faithless Looting here to kick it off.
Cool.
Ditching Phoenix, and I would guess a Force of Negation, but maybe a land.
This was something I was wondering about. I was wondering if Bobby was willing to pitch this Detention Sphere to the Force. And I think it's that important because, we're literally on Bobby's side, we're just trying to make the game drag out as long as possible. Anything that makes time go further and for us to be longer in turns, the more we are advantaged in Bobby's side. So I do like that decision to go ahead and pitch the Force because, it does get things, delay things. If he let that Faithless Looting resolve, who knows?
He's going for, Force exiling Force.
Okay, on the
Counterbalance.
Gotcha. We're go ahead and fetching, getting a Breeding Pool. Very interesting. We have the Breeding Pool for the Ancient Grudge. I'm a little bit suspicious of the Ancient Grudge. I don't know what that's for.
I think it's for specifically Divining Top to try to.
But the unfortunate thing with how Divining Top is printed is that if you target it with a removal spell, you just activate and draw a card and then it'll fizzle. So Divining Top can never be killed.
So he's going for a Treasure Cruise here.
Okay.
Mana Handler right now, I think has a good shot at this.
He has a good shot. We're going to see what Bobby decides to do. Okay, Bobby's going to fire it off now. So this was actually an interesting decision point. Bobby had a Celestial Purge waiting on the top of his deck. So he could have tanked a hit, untapped to go Path and Purge. But I think he's making the right choice here. He's just going to go ahead and fire off the Path in hand. But, if Mana Handler follows up with a lot of pressure, I mean, we might find ourselves very much on the back foot for Bobby here.
Out of curiosity, could he have not have tapped the... Oh, I guess he would have shuffled away Divining Top then. If he had tapped it to draw.
That's a clever line, Fjord. I think actually that may have been the play. That may have been the play there. Yeah. Yeah, that's really heads up, Fjord. I didn't think of that. But I think that may have been what you wanted.
He just drew an Aria of Flames, which is
that's a good one.
That's going to be a big
really
bomb next turn.
It is going to be a huge one because Bobby currently does not have any counter magic in his hand. We just have Snow-Covered Forest, Divining Top, Codal, and we're drawing into the Divining Top because we drew off for that one.
Yeah. Oh, if he had another Divining Top in hand, then yeah, I definitely think
wanted
that
to draw into that.
he should have drawn
purge,
the Purge.
Right. But we're most certainly not out of the woods. I mean, we have a lot of good things to do here. We have Divining Top to spin. We have Codal to flash in. So we got some good stuff going for it.
Let's see what... So he's going for a hard cast Phoenix over Aria of Flame over anything else. Just straight cool. Hard cast Phoenix.
I like this because what this is going to do is it's going to change what Bobby thinks he needs to prioritize. You know, Bobby in his mind is going to go, okay, I have to answer these creatures now, and then he's going to devote a lot of resources to that and hopefully clear the way for that Aria to come down.
Yeah. And he does. Yeah. Mana Handler does have a third Phoenix in hand now.
Oh wow, that's even better than for his plan.
This is kind of where he was lacking last game, where
exactly
he needed to find the threats, and this is what you can do is if you can get in before Counterbalance can set up, you can really do damage. But if you can't, then you really can't.
And so this is what's great about Mana Handler's line here, because, you know, the Divining Top is looking at cards that are great for what we're staring at. It's great because he's the Divining Top's on S&P's path and a land. And so now we're going to prioritize getting in with that path and rest in peace. And then all of a sudden Aria of Flame is going to come down, and then we're going to die pretty quickly to that Aria of Flame.
Yeah. So he's going to rip right now?
Yep. Rip right now so that the other Arclight Phoenix doesn't come back.
Firing off the Ripperoni.
Fire with the Ripperoni. And then we have a path. I guess playing around Force Negation is best to do it now so that you 2-for-1 your opponent if they choose to do it. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Because if we had done it on our opponent's upkeep, then they could just hard cast the Force and it'll be a 1-for-1. You know, if you do it then, if they have the Force, it's a 2-for-1. So, all right, Bobby's empty-handed. He's got a Sensei's Divining Top and a fresh 3 to look at.
He's firing off the Aria right now.
Is he?
Yep.
Just a hammer in this match.
Does Bobby have an answer to it? That is my question.
No, he does not. I didn't spot a single. Well, no, excuse me. We have the single Celestial Purge.
The Celestial Purge, is that permanent?
It is a permanent. Exile target black or red permanent. Yep.
Yeah, because he exiled the Detention Sphere. The only answer he has left in his entire
You're right.
deck now.
D-Sphere was the other answer.
Is that Purge that has now been shuffled away somewhere in his 44.
Well, we have to find it, because if we don't find it, we're in a heap of trouble.
And he's Mana Handler's going off now. He has a Faithless Looting and a Bolt you can cast, so he's going to Faithless Looting.
Yeah, I mean, it does not take long for Aria of Flame to kill you. It really
looks like he's going to dump Spire Bluff Canal and Brazen Borrower. Now he's holding on to his Bolt Thing and Arclight Phoenix in his hand.
Oh, Bolt upstairs. That's brutal. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we are what, like 2 more activations? Yeah, just 2 more
next
activations.
Not even activations. Next turn, Mana Handler has Bolt into Phoenix for lethal.
Oh yeah, so we are probably
with the activation from Aria.
Right.
It's lethal.
So what we're gonna have to do, this is a real bummer. We have a fetch land and 2 dead cards for Bobby. So Bobby's gonna have to draw the fetch land, fetch away those 2 dead cards, and then respin the top. And we have to hit exactly Purge to stay alive.
No, that's still he's now dead though, because he.
No, I know. What I was going to say is that now we know from the contents of Mana Handler's. You know, I'm speaking from Bobby's perspective here.
Yeah.
All right. So Bobby has a Ponder, so he's going to draw into the Ponder, and then he's going to try to Ponder into something, and we're going to have to shuffle. And it is a. Yep, and we're going to concede.
Yeah.
A much different game as we can see. It ended on turn 6. That's why.
Yeah. That's the way Mana Handler needs to do it. He needs to end
that is the way what needs to happen here, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got a quick bathroom break, so let me out. And we're back.
All right, going to our very decisive and consequential game 3. Very exciting stuff so far. Bobby's got a heater. He's got a great hand. He's got double land, Astrolabe, Icefang Coatl, Celestial Purge, and he's got the combo of Divining Top and Counterbalance. So we are all rolled up here on Bobby's side. We have an answer to the thing that just killed us last turn, which is the Aria of Flame, and we've also got the just absolute 1-2 punch, crushing 1-2 punch of Counterbalance and Divining Top.
And that's going to be really good because Mana Handler has the Aria again. Mana Handler
Wonderful.
has a pretty stacked hand here. He's got Aria, Faithless Looting Thing, Mental Misstep, Arclight, and Force. So he's
wow. Oh man.
He's got a powerful hand.
It looks like this is going to be a great game. Then looks like Bobby's probably going for the Counterbalance here, and then if so, it might probably run into this Force, and that's going to be absolutely huge here. Let's see if Mana Handler elects to counter this. He does, pitching the Misstep. Yep. Makes a lot of sense. All right, and we are kind of shields down here. I mean, we'll see how explosive of a turn 2 Mana Handler can have. All right, we're just going to go with the thing in the ice. Makes sense. Makes sense. Oh!
What did you
Oh
draw?
my god. Okay, so let me kind of break it down a little bit. So last turn, Bobby fetched the snow-covered island. He wanted to do that because he needs to turn on Icefang Coatl's Death Touch. However, he just flipped a Terminus off the top. So had Bobby gotten, let's say, a Hollowed Fountain or something off that fetch land last turn, he would have been able to cast that Terminus for 1 mana. That is absolutely brutal. Yeah, that's brutal. But, you know, I think Bobby would have made the same decision every time there, and I think I would have too. But, yeah.
So Gitaxian Probe.
Gitaxian Probe, he sees the goods. We got some heaters in this hand.
So he has the Grudge. He just pulled a Grudge, which maybe it's for Arkham's Astrolabe. That's a weird one. I do still think that's
I disagree. Yeah, I don't think Astrolabe's already drawn a card.
So
right?
Yeah, he's going for the Astrolabe.
Interesting choice.
I do know that they are at least Mana Handler is a big Legacy player, so this may be something that comes up when plays Legacy with Astrolabe a lot.
Potentially, yeah. See what Bobby decides to do. Okay, Bobby just spins the top. I was wondering if he didn't want to flash an Icefang Coatl, but this makes sense as well. Oh wow, we see some good ones. Double Force, Negation, and Terminus.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we're gonna have some mighty fine answers to creatures that are on the battlefield here. So. I think, let's see what happens here. Yeah, I think, oh, interesting. Bobby, okay, he goes for the Force on this.
He doesn't have a green source right now. So that is something to point out. He does not have any way to cast Icefang or Oko. While I don't think Icefang is important enough to do that with, I do think a potential Oko is.
It is. We do know what's the top of our deck. But that was interesting. Yeah, I guess... I wasn't expecting that, but I guess that does make sense. It does make sense.
It wasn't something I was thinking was about to happen either, but I can see why he would do it.
Right. So, yeah, no, it's reasonable, I think.
Mana Handler's missed land number 3.
Ooh. Let's see what we go for here. Funny enough here, I think what might end up going down here is Mana Handler expends a lot of resources to get a bunch of creatures on the battlefield, but Bobby has the Terminus all rolled up.
So
on top of this
he just tossed the Phoenix. So he doesn't, and the Aria, which surprises me greatly. That he discarded the Aria.
Well, this is, if we bring back this Phoenix and we attack with both the Phoenix and the Awoken Horror, they're going to meet a Terminus. And then Mana Handler better have something really good to back this up, because we just ditched that
right now. He has a Thing and a Brazen Borrower in his hand, but it's dumping the Aria is surprising to me, because that seems like something where Bobby only has 2 cards in his entire deck that answer it, so it seems like it's something where you'd want to.
Right.
I at least for me, I'd value it more, but.
Right. He holds back with the thing because he knows about the Icefang Coatl. He knows about the Coatl, and so he knows not to attack into it. Yeah. All right, let's see if Bobby stops on his upkeep so that he doesn't draw this Terminus, because Terminus is up next.
I could see him definitely doing that, because he knows about the...
that's exactly what he's going to do. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do, because he just wants to keep shuffling this Terminus around.
Yeah, so
this is going to end up working kind of cool. Yeah, this is cool.
He knows about the Phoenix in the sideboard.
He
I mean, not in the
does.
sideboard, in the
Yeah.
graveyard.
He knows
So
about it in the graveyard.
yeah, so he
Yeah.
knows
This is
it's
pretty
coming up.
cool. Right. So he can just keep shuffling around the top of his deck, keep the Terminus floating near the top, because at any time, just activate Divining Top, draw a card, Terminus the board.
What would be
This is
funny
pretty
is
cool.
if can Treasure Cruise target opponents? Because that would be kind of funny to mess that up. If
I don't think it does.
I don't think there's a world in which that'd be good,
No.
but that'd be incredibly funny.
I believe Treasure Cruise says draw 3
Oh,
cards. It's not
not
like you were thinking of what's it called?
the
Ancestral Recall.
Yeah, Ancestral Recall,
the
where it's target
yeah,
player draw
yeah, where you
3.
just can target your opponent for the old GG if you played a long grindy match.
Flashing out second Ice Fang.
Yep, and we're again. Gosh, I'm just geeking out over this play because I think it's so cool. Just to keep shuffling the Terminus around on the top, it's just
Just
kind
keeping
of
it down,
obsessed.
just keeping it like right at the top, never drawing
Yeah,
it.
right at the top because you're just like, all right, we're just gonna keep it there when we need it. Man, oh man, Divining Top's a heck of a Magic card. And are we gonna get we get a little beatdowns?
And I wonder I wonder if Mana Handler's catching on to that, right? All the
Yes,
upkeep
he
Sensei
might
tops.
be.
So I'm wondering if Mana
Ooh.
Handler's catching on to there's a Terminus right there.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be
exactly.
interesting. But Mana Handler
Right.
doesn't right now have anything to bring that Phoenix back with. Because he has a Force of Negation, a Mental Misstep, and a Brazen Borrower. So he doesn't have he just doesn't have the quantity of spells that can be cast without like interaction.
Gotcha. I want to point out one thing that I think is kind of funny here is that Bobby could have most certainly have attacked with both Ice Fang Codals. But I think he's trying to get into Mana Handler's head a little bit. I think he's trying to conceal the fact that he's shuffling around a Terminus on top.
Yeah.
Because I think if maybe he had tagged with both Codals, then Mana Handler goes, wait, why is he attacking with both his creatures and not leaving any back to block?
Why is he going defenses down?
Yeah, right, exactly.
And so now is he doing it on the end step to try and... That's something else, is if he has mana left over, he may start doing it on the end step instead of the upkeep.
Right. Right, exactly. Yeah,
and then it looks like he's... And like if you do it at the
fantastic.
end step, then it looks more natural, right? Just look at,
Right.
look at the next thing,
Right.
so... He's doing it again. Only,
man.
And you know,
These Ice Fang Codals.
you know what this means, Mirabito?
What's that?
14 more turns.
Oh, just
That's
14
what
more
it means.
turns. Just 14. That's exactly what it means, right? Exactly. Well, as a wise prophet once said, you know, the Ice Fangs are going the distance. They're going for speed.
So we found a ponder here.
Okay, you know what's even more funny about this situation? We flip the thing in the ice. Great. We get both Codals back, and then we can just double Codal and block both Awakened Hordes.
So he's.
Oh,
it
man.
looks like
What
he
a-
is.
what a
It looks
funny
like he's
thing.
gonna get. If he plays everything he just topped there, he's going to get So he has a bolt. He is gonna be able to get the Arclight Phoenix back and attack with everything. So.
Well, we are gonna get. Oh man! I mean,
And then
brace
he's gonna
yourselves.
get blown out by this turn.
Buckle in.
He's gonna
Buckle
get.
in. We gotta. This is gonna be the biggest Terminus of 2021. Let's go.
In the almighty words of Samuel L. Jackson, hold on to your butts, people.
Pretty much. All right, and we get to, and we're just gonna double check. Like, wait, hold on. Is there a? Oh yeah, that's right. I left a Terminus on top.
Just
that's right.
to make sure.
Let's see this 1 sec. I forgot if it was there. Oh yeah, it's still there. It's there. Whew. Man, oh man, this format needs Force of Will. Whew. No, it doesn't. This format's already really crazy and terrible.
I believe that format is called Legacy.
That format's called Legacy. Feel old yet? That format's called Legacy. Oh man. All right, so what's up with Mana Handlers? You got
He's
anything?
got a
going?
Brazen Borrower and 3 counter spells.
Well, you know what? Brazen Borrower and a Dream. Am I right?
I'm kind of surprised he didn't fight over that Terminus though with his Force of Negation.
Well, it was on his turn.
Oh yeah,
He
you're
couldn't.
right. It was. He could.
Yeah, he couldn't. It's on his turn. I know that the pesky little line of text on Force of Negation there. That's why if he was a Force of Will, he'd be all good to go. Oh wow, we gonna force this Ponder? I don't think that's correct. Oh, we have another
No, he's
mental
mental
misstep. Okay,
misstepping it.
beautiful.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't going for the Force.
Yeah.
So now he has Force and Brazen Borrower. So the question is then,
I think we just try to borrow beats, man. I mean, that's all that we got, right?
Yeah.
Unless we rip the Aria of Flame. But
Oh,
then,
he's going for
Bobby's
the
got
he's
four.
going for the flashback. Nope. He was
Oh,
he
wow, he
clicked on the
passes. Oh,
flashback
he's gonna go.
faithless
Okay, so
looting
he's just gonna
there,
go
but he
borrower end of turn. That seems
now
reasonable. Okay.
looks
All
like he
right,
changed his
Bobby could
mind to
break
that.
here. It's like honestly, I mean, we have
No more
Purge,
divining
Terminus,
top
Force,
definitely
but
makes him a lot less
yes,
scary. Like the top of his
yes,
deck is
much
no
less
longer
scary.
terrifying at all times.
Right. Oh man.
Got another mental misstep. So
Okay.
let's see if Borrower can do this.
Well, you know what? Eventually, we're gonna have to fire off this Terminus on this borrower.
Hey, 5 more
Pretty good.
turns.
And I think Bobby knows the next card. I think he knows that the next card's a land, and so we're gonna fetch this Misty Rainforest. Grab a snow-covered island. All right, we have so many bomb top decks at this point. Let's see what we draw. Prismatic Vista is not a bomb top deck. So, man, if we brick, this borrower's going to get there. Because Mana Handler still has the Force. You can use the Force and stop this hardcast Terminus at sorcery speed. Wow, yeah. So what do we got? We've got 4 turns to peel.
Yeah.
And maybe less if Mana Handler hits a bolt.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So just a couple turns to find something.
Hold the land for a looting, right? I don't think. Is there any reason to just play out the 5th land like that?
I agree with you, especially considering like he has 2 decent cards in hand, right? He has Mental Misstep and Force of Negation, so it's not stuff you want to be pitching to dig more.
Man.
Really.
Bobby gets so punished there. He fetches with the Vista, which makes the Brazen Borrower a 3-turn clock instead of a 2-turn clock. Instead of a 4-turn clock, rather. And then he just draws another land. So
he's just hard casting Terminus. He's going for the Force.
Yeah, it's going to eat it. It's going to eat that Force.
Bobby does not have a way to stop it.
Yep, that was unfortunate for sure. All
so
right,
Bobby
we got
needs
3
to
turns.
Find, what, a Path or an Ice Fang? Does Bobby have paths?
Oh, let me read out our outs. So, we have Oko, Thief of Crowns. We elk the... Well, I guess we have to draw Oko pretty soon, but we can do some stuff with Oko. We had 4 Path to Exiles.
He just hit double Phoenix off of that looting.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And we are shields down.
Yeah.
We're shields down for Bobby because we can't play his Force
hit
negation.
He just hit double looting. Double
well, do we have 2 more spells?
We don't have 2 more spells, but it's just there are 2 Phoenixes now. And next turn he can I almost don't know if he should I was gonna say I almost think he should just ditch the island and mental misstep he had and then just start hard casting Phoenixes.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness, this is getting intense. All right,
Bobby
we can fetch
needs
now
to hit something
right
now.
So. It does need to be something right here, because hardcast Phoenix is coming, and we have. So we're gonna sweat it. Ice Fang Coatl. That's how it starts. All right, he's gonna main phase it. I respect the main phase because you want to. If you find like Jason Mind Sculptor, man, Bobby hit so many lands. So many lands. This is like the 5th or 6th land he's drawn when he's needed gas.
Yeah. So he did. Oh, he hit a bolt. Man. He hit a bolt.
Oh, that should.
And he has the mental misstep for Bobby's, so that should be.
Oh no, but we have Force of Negation and we have Purge. Excuse me. That is we are far from GG, but that is pretty darn good.
So he's going for the hard cast Phoenix here. So that's going to get purged.
Yes.
And then Ice Fang's going to block the borrower, and he's going to bolt Bobby. He's going to bolt Bobby.
Is he bolt Bobby, or he just points the bolt at the Ice Fang, right? Try to go for lethal?
I mean, either way is lethal. If he bolts Bobby, either creature hitting is lethal.
Oh, that's true. You're right. So maybe we go attack with both, and then... Okay, no, we're just going to do it now. Cool.
So he does have a mental, so he's going for the Force. So...
Yeah. Wow, this is going to be... This is another huge top deck for Bobby, because... Yeah, do we not... Oh, we attack with both. We don't know the Purge is there.
He does. He has it on the revealed card zone.
Oh, does he?
But he mistracked the hand, though, because he thought he had a mental misstep. So I think he mistracked it.
Mistracked the hand. Oh, no. Oh, my God. All right, Bobby. We need a banger. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Better than all. Come on. Ponder. That's where it's. That's where.
And then, nope, mental misstep. Mental misstep.
Oh, mental misstep. Oh, my God. Mental misstep. All right. We are both top decking to move on to the semis. Let's go.
Dude, this is insane.
Let's go. This has been an amazing game.
Oh, you got him. Monomorphos. That's a redraw if I've ever seen one.
Man. The Manamorphos top deck is the most
Into an Ancient Grudge.
Top deck.
Into an Ancient Grudge.
Ancient Grudge. We better hold on.
Casts it? No. No, you can't cast it twice, though. He can't flash back it, though. There's no other legal target.
Because there's no other legal target.
If he had two Astrolabes out there, it would be Phoenix, and that would have been it.
It would have been over.
It would have been
so. Oh, my God. We hit an Oko. Oh, my God. We hit an Oko.
Brutal.
I'm sick to my stomach. We hit
Dude, brutal. What a
savage.
What a top deck. In the face of Ancient Grudge.
If we make a food token, we're going to have 2 targets for this Ancient Grudge.
Yes, we will. He doesn't realize it. He didn't realize it. He went for it.
So if
not
we
playing around the one of Ancient Grudge. The side
so if we hit any spell, Mana Handler just needs to hit a spell, right?
He hit a land. He hit Spire Bluff.
Oh my gosh! No justice, dude. Like literally, never justice, dude. Oh,
that would have been so amazing. Just double.
It would have been something. It would have been something there. Okay, question: is Astrolabe still an artifact? Oh no, we can just do it now.
He's doing it now. But he's not going to get. But the problem is he's not getting the Phoenix back. So he needs to draw.
Because he's not going to have the Storm count to bring back the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yep. No, for sure.
No, that was the chance for this game to be insane.
That would have been truly bananas if we had done that.
That would have been great. Oh wow.
Yeah. Really would have been.
Just Arclight Phoenix swinging back.
Oh my God! Now Bobby's sacking food on upkeep because he knows about the Ancient Grudge. He's like, wait, I can't give him a legal target.
I can't do it.
I got to be careful with my food here. Oh yeah, we have Misstep for the Ponder. That's game.
This Oko is just probably just going to run unchecked now.
Man, what?
He's too high of a loyalty for anything Mana Handler has now, unfortunately. And Bobby's too high life for anything.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the more Oko sticks around, the more we just hit a Divining Top as well. Yeah. Man, what a criminally underrated format, by the way. That was
absolutely wild.
That was absolutely nuts. Oh my God, okay. Another Oko, a Counterbalance, and a Rest in Peace. So we're probably drawing into this. Oh, we could draw. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we Rest in Peace or Counterbalance.
I was saying Rip probably just ends it right on the spot.
Yeah, I think Rip probably ends it on the spot. Yep. So we just draw it. Yep.
This Oko's at 9 loyalty.
This is an absurd amount of loyalty.
So brutal.
What I like to think is that when they were designing Oko, someone left like a coffee mug on top of the file, and it bled through on the amount of loyalty it had, and so they looked at it and went, "Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, it starts at 2 loyalty. It's fine. What are you talking about? What's everyone complaining about?" Oh man. Faithless looting. Feels really bad to faithless loot when there's the Rest in Peace out and you only have the other card in hand.
You kept the Force of Negation.
Ooh, we're going to need a little something more than a Force of Negation to get through this one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the time to interact on the stack has passed. The time to interact on the board is kind of...
I mean, we got to force this Divining Top, but then it's like, all right, now we know
he let it resolve.
Oh, wow.
He just let it hit.
Okay.
Maybe he's waiting for a counterbalance, but I don't know what you want to... I guess at this point, right, Oko's running around. I don't know what you can draw realistically to beat that at this point, so I don't know what you're waiting for, right?
Right. Let's see. What are potential outs?
So when do you think Bobby's just going to play it nice and slow and just go with...
Yeah, there's no reason to get aggressive here. I mean, why would you, right? I mean, with some absurd sequence of cards from Mana Handler, why even risk it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can just stockpile food, just gain a bunch of life. I mean, we can just, we're chilling. We are max chilling, so,
There's the counterbalance. This is, so this is what Mana Handler's going to counter.
Right. We are... looking for maybe more permission, but we do not see any off the Divining Top. But we do have a second Counterbalance. So, there's that.
And I hope none of Mana Handler's coworkers watch Grim Flare MTG.
They're like, of course, because they call him Mana Handler in real life. So they're like, Mana Handler. Is this
well,
you playing?
well, he's flipped back to like their meeting now a couple times. So
that's right. So funny enough, it doesn't matter because we have the second Oko. But I think Bobby may have missed that you could have swapped the food for that thing in the ice.
So why cast the second Oko?
You could have, right? Am I losing my mind? Have I already forgotten what Oko does? Can't you? Yeah, he could have just swapped the food for that thing in the ice there. So, with Oko, it doesn't really matter, right? It's like that new Cascade combo deck. You just click buttons. You
just do things and it works. Just take action.
I mean, you just gotta get the card to resolve. Once you got the card resolved, I mean, you just start clicking things, seeing like, ooh, what happens?
So if Mana Handler draws second Bolt or Arclight Phoenix this turn, he can get Jace down to 1 loyalty. Which is kind of sad. Like, sorry, Oko. Which is kind of sad because it doesn't even kill him. It just
you know what? Oko, you know what it is? You know what it is? It's those abs, dude. Have you seen those abs? I mean, come on. I mean, Oko, straight beefcake. 100%.
Yeah, it's from all the stealing he does, the thieving.
It's all the stealing he does. It makes him fit. Oh man, can you imagine Oko spotting for you? I'd be intimidated because he's like, listen, bro, I can throw another 50.
Well, he's like a fairy king, right? So it's like, I wonder how big he is. Like, is he just like shredded, but only like super tiny? So it's like, just like he's proportionately super strong, but he's only like 7 inches tall or whatever.
Oh, he's only 7 inches tall?
I have no idea. He's a fairy king, right? Like he's a fairy, right?
So that's you know what? I'm such a noob with the lore that I just have no idea.
I thought he was a fairy. I may be wrong, but I thought he was a fairy.
You might be right.
So it's like I have no idea how big he is.
Like for the fairy world.
Yeah,
maybe not for the human world.
He's super ripped and super strong proportionally. But if he's just like the regular sized fairy,
okay, fair enough. Gotcha.
He's over there. He's over there bench pressing.
The Oko in my dreams was,
The Oko in your dreams was a giant. So. He had the Sun Giant's glowing, radiant hair, just like blowing in the wind.
Coming to wake me up, and I wake up and it's cold out. It's 0 degrees. I'm like, oh my god, what a dream! Oh my goodness, I gotta stop playing so much Magic the Gathering. That
needs to be something that Wizards does now. Is just Oko with Sun Giant's hair, like with the glowing yellow eyes.
So romantic.
The sun never sets.
The sun never sets on the Oko Empire, dude. Putting the British to shame. All right. Do we have anything?
He drew a thing in the ice.
We have a thing in the ice. Okay.
And it's countered by...
Oh, no, it's that nice thing going on top. God. Just the salt line on the wound there. Just absolutely brutal, man. Oh, we're going to have the bolt. You love to see the bolt here. You love to see it. God, Mana Handler... My goodness. You know what? If you were like on like an expedition, you want Mana Handler there.
Dude, he's fighting till the last...
You fall down the crevasse and you think everyone's going to die. Mana Handler's like, no, we keep fighting.
He's fighting to the end, man.
To the last breath. I don't care. All right, the food is lethal. Who cares?
I'm still playing on end.
Spirit.
Wow.
Man. Wow, mad respect.
God.
Without irony, both teams fought very hard, and that was an amazing game.
That last game was wild.
An incredible game. Yeah.
There were some insane moments in that one. But
oh my god.
Yeah. Very impressive win today against Mana Handler. Super tight games, super fun matchups it looks like. At least until the end when Oko came down and then steamrolled everything. But so yeah, what did you think about the matchup? How did you think that went? And I guess what do you think about going? What do you think your chances are after this?
Yeah, incredibly close matchup. Real big shout out to Mana Handler. He had an awesome list. He played really well. I actually played him in the Swiss in round 1, and I lost in 3. So I really think it's a really tight matchup, probably pretty close to 50-50. I mean, the key really is, if I can get the CounterTop lock online, it's really hard for him to get a critical mass of cantrips going. But, if he has an early force or mental misstep for my top or my counterbalance, he can race me pretty well. And even just hard casting Phoenixes is really good against this list I have. What were your
so that, and then what do you think your chances are moving forward into the rest of this, going into the semis? Of course, we don't know anyone else who's going to be there yet, but
a lot of the rest of the field, I mean, Phoenix is a pretty unique matchup in that regard because it's one of the only like combo aggro decks. A lot of them are either mid-rangey or they're like true combo, like depths. I think this list fares pretty well against the depths deck. It's pretty hard for them to deal with Path to Exile Terminus. You have Ice Fang to stonewall their Merit Lage until you can elk it or bounce it with Jace. And I've played that matchup a couple times and went 2-0 in it, so I feel pretty confident there. And so if I beat the Merit Lage player, then I'm probably up against either like a mid-range deck, like a Jund or a Teamer, which I also feel pretty good. I mean, Oko really beats up on those fair strategies. Countertop can be pretty tough in No Banlist when everyone's playing super hyper-efficient spells. There's a deck, Humans, that's on the other side of the bracket that would probably be a bit tougher. But I think that was a real sweat there. Again, shout out to Mana Handler, but I feel pretty confident moving forward.
Awesome. So then last question. This is something that came up while you were playing. How do you think Oko would look if he had blonde, luscious locks like the Sun Giant?
Yeah, I actually prefer him as a brunette, to be quite honest with you. I love Sun Giant just as much as anyone else. But I think he'd look too much like a Targaryen almost, if that were the case. I prefer him with the brunette hair.
All right, very insightful thoughts there. Thank you, Bobby, and good luck moving forward with the rest of this.
Yep, thanks.